Hey guys, it's Russ. Today I'm going to talk about a topic I haven't seen much on, and I'm going to call it organizational fatigue. And it's when you're dealing with situations like where you have something like this, and around the corner you get something like this, and more stuff like this, and there might be more stuff like this. I guess the issue is like I'm working with my mom, or I'm working for my mom, is what I'm doing. Is that my dad was an art teacher, he was a collector, Civil War reenactor, and he collected stuff. He loved stuff. And as I'm going through, you run into the fact that you get fatigued organizing stuff after stuff after stuff. And I want to remind anybody who's going through this that this is common. It feels like you're not making progress, but you really are. It's just so slow. It's never as fast as you want. And sometimes you don't want to rush things because occasionally you run into something that is not so much valuable, but a moment in time that you forgot about and is worth investigating. And all I can say is when you go through the fatigue, have several places that you're working on so you can move and maybe get a quick victory. Hey, I'm switching things up just a little bit because I had some technical issues, and it also gave me some time to reflect on everything I was sharing. So I'm going to continue this in Florida, and I brought back more things that I'm going to be listing on eBay to help move things on. So as I was talking about, I was trying to get what happens, when you're getting fatigue and you need to get quick victories. And I wrote some notes because it's easier. I would say work on a small pile to wrap that up. Group like things together so you can quickly organize piles of things or groupings of things around the room. Another great thing is to take a pile or take to the donate or the trash pile. Removing space or removing items from an area that you're working in frees up space. And that space allows you to, better organize what's left. And it also gives you a sense of empowerment that you accomplished something by getting rid of something. If that isn't working, or if that's not an option right now, and you're just frustrated and tired, go for a walk. 5 minutes, just a short walk. Take that, go for a walk or a short break. Get some time away. You'll refocus and come back and be able to start working on things again. If you need to, call somebody and talk out a situation that is a stumbling block. This should be maybe a neutral person who is not necessarily involved in the family dynamics, but can give you advice when you lay out the facts and which way to go, and maybe offer a good solid opinion for you as to how to best proceed. Maybe get you through that roadblock that you're facing. Another thing I found that helps regain things if you take a break is if you write down what the purpose of your decluttering is. Now for me, it's to make things easier for my mom. When you have that goal and it's written down and you pull out a piece of paper or just remind yourself why you're there, you can also find motivation to go back. So if you haven't done that, write down the reason that you're doing your decluttering or doing your organization. So when you run into roadblocks, you can go back and listen to that again. Another thing I want to touch on as I talk about emotional or organizational fatigue is organizing for family members, a loved one that has passed away, a direct, immediate family member, and to bring up a range of emotions that leads to part of the fatigue. Some of those emotions are going to be sadness, frustration, joy, anger, and even a feeling, if you're doing this by yourself, a feeling of isolation. A feeling, and right now, I love my brothers and sisters, but right now, for the most part, I am moving solo on this. And I tend to feel, because of that, I feel like I have a very, the weight of responsibility to save and prioritize things according to everyone involved, my mom, my siblings, can be overwhelming because it's a lot to deal with. So over time, what's going to happen is that you've, once again, have that sounding board that maybe is not in your family to just bounce ideas off of that can help you get through things. But the one thing is you're going to have fatigue, anxiety, and a feeling of being overwhelmed at times. Know that this isn't going to last. You're going to break through because every step forward in organizing something is a step to the top of the mountain and overcoming what you're dealing with. And once you complete these little projects in little areas, and as you see the benefits and the person who you're doing it for, in my case, for my mom who's still in the house, you know that you're doing what's right and what's best. So continue forward on the path and you will succeed. It's not going to be easy, and it may take a lot of time, depending whether or not in my case, I'm dealing with thousands of items. Just know, the last note is organizational fatigue will pass. However, take the steps so you can be healthy about the process. And so as you organize, you are taking breaks and not running yourself down while doing it. As I continue along this process, I'm going to be creating new videos as I find new things I struggle with and even success stories. So if this is helping, if you're interested, subscribe to my channel below and I will keep you informed of tips that I find out and, share ways that you can make it through. This is not an easy task for anybody, and you're going to face challenges. I'm facing challenges, but hopefully you'll be able to learn something and we'll move forward together. All right. Thank you. Take care.